Good day, everyone, and welcome to our fourth week in Geography of Tourism. I'm Nathaniel Ilevi Omotoba. We will be talking today on climate of Nigeria, and this is part of our Geography of Tourism course. And our focus is to understand how climate shapes not just the environment, but also human activities, agriculture, transportation, and naval security in Nigeria. As you listen, I want you to think about your personal experiences, how climate affects your daily life. For example, during the Harmattan season or heavy rains, we will look at key elements such as temperature, rainfall, winds, and their consequences, including flooding and drought. And by the end of this session, you should be able to explain how climate patterns influence tourism and development in Nigeria. Let's dive in. Nigeria's climate is strongly influenced by its position near near the equator. This means high temperature are experienced throughout the year. However, there are regional variations. Along the coasts, annual sunshine is around 1,500 hours, while in the far north it exceeds 3,000 hours. Can you imagine the difference that makes in its intensity if you look at the 2 hours, 1,500 hours and 3,000 hours? Look at the difference in its intensity. The hottest months are usually March, April, October, and November. On the other hand, July and August are cooler because of heavy cloud cover. In the north, December and January are cooler due to harmattan winds blowing from the Sahara Desert. This variation is not just about comfort. It also affects agriculture, energy consumption, and even the timing of festivals and tourism activities in Nigeria. Let's now discuss winds and rainfall, which are at the heart of Nigeria's climate system. Two major wind systems control our weather. First, we have the northeast trade wind, known as the Harmattan. These are cool, dry, dust-laden winds blowing from the Sahara, making visibility very poor, which is dangerous for civil aviation. Then we have the southwest trade wind, which pick up moisture from the Atlantic Ocean and bring rainfall across Nigeria. These two winds create Nigeria's two main seasons. The rainy season that spans from October to November, and the dry season from November to March. I'd like you to reflect, how do these alternating seasons affect farming in your community or region? You will notice that agriculture, travel, and tourism all depend heavily on these seasonal shifts. Now, let's turn to the hazards associated with Nigeria's climate. One major hazard is destructive thunderstorm. They come with torrential rainfall, lightning, and strong winds. You may recall events such as the 1988 Bagauda Dam collapse or urban flooding in Lagos. This hazard damage infrastructure, destroy crops, and sometimes cause loss of life. Another issue is coastal erosion, particularly at Bar Beach in Lagos, where waves driven by the southwest trade wind eat away land at alarming rates, sometimes up to 30 meters per year. Flooding is another recurring problem in places like the Niger Delta, Ibadan, and Maiduguri, displacing thousands. As you can see, Nigeria's climate provides not only opportunities, but also threats. This is why climate awareness is crucial, for tourism planning, security, and economic sustainability. Explore the link between climate, agriculture, and food security. Nigeria's agriculture is largely rain-fed, so rainfall determines what can be grown and where. The country is divided into three major agricultural zones: the southern tree and root crop zone, the mixed crop zone in the middle belt, and the northern grain crop zone. However, Rainfall is not always reliable. Variation can lead to floods in some years and drought in others. Severe droughts in the north, like those in the early 1970s and 1980s, caused famine, death of livestock, and forced migration. Many nomadic Fulani herders were pushed further south, sometimes leading to conflict with farmers. So, understanding climate is not just academic. It helps us to predict food supply, migration pattern, and even peace and security issues in Nigeria. That is all we'll be able to take. Thank you and God bless. We'll meet again in our next session.